I'm going to tell you all that your industry, working with the credit card industry, spent $80 million. $80 million, way more than a United States Senate campaign cost in Kansas, attacking us on this. Legislation that all it does is increase competition. It's good for consumers. And yeah, I'm just saying that we're over the target here, Mr. Chairman. I think we're absolutely over the target here, that we need more competition, both in the airline industry. I think the credit card scheme is a big part of this. And I hope that we kind of open up the doors to that part of your investigation as well. And with that, I yield back. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Senator Marshall. Senator Hassan.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank you and the ranking member and Senator Marshall in his stead for this hearing. And thanks to all of you for coming today to have this hearing. I want to follow up on a line of questioning that Senator Blumenthal started concerning fee-free family seating. Obviously, this upcoming holiday season, millions of Americans are going to travel across the country and around the world on your airlines. Some airlines do, in fact, guarantee that children can sit next to their parent at no additional cost as long as their tickets are booked on the same reservation. And according to the Department of Transportation's tracker, both American Airlines and Frontier Airlines meet their standard for what that guarantee should mean. However, the Department of Transportation tracker tells us that Delta, United, and Spirit do not meet their standards. And if anybody wants to check that, it's right here. So I'm going to just start with you, Mr. Carter. Can you explain your family seating policy, and will you guarantee that parents can sit with their children without having to pay extra?
Senator, thank you for the question. I think you are specifically referring to the DOT dashboard.
That's right.
And you're correct that we declined to provide the check. And we thought it was important, not because we don't do everything we can every day. Our people are amazing at seating families together, and we never charge to seat families together. So that's important.
So how come you won't make the guarantee then, according to the DOT standards that include some exceptions?
Yeah, Senator, because the guarantee was so unconditional in our view that we thought it was really an unfair thing for us to do, because consumers, if they look at that dashboard, will rely on that. What's more important is not whether or not we have an X on that dashboard, but what we do each and every day. And I assure you that at the airports, our res centers, each and every day, they're accommodating families to sit together.
Well, I am sure they are, but for those of us who travel a lot, and everybody up here does, we witness on a daily basis on airlines families having to ask people to switch seats so that they can sit with their kids, and passengers are usually quite accommodating. But American and Frontier have both guaranteed and meet the DOT standards. Your airline does not. Mr. Klein, how about yours?
Thank you for the question, Senator. So we do also on the dashboard you're referencing, we do not have the green check marks on there. I would echo what my colleague just said over here, which is we do everything in our power to make sure families can sit together. We do abide by the spirit of all of those check boxes, so to speak, and we felt that we would not necessarily be able to always 100% guarantee everything on there. We felt it'd be disingenuous to try to get green check marks on something that we're already accommodating, and we're afraid that we would be in violation by trying to say always.
Well, let me be clear that the comment period on the rule that DOT is putting into place in response to legislation from this body, from Congress, that rule, I hope, is going to be finalized, and then you guys are going to have to follow it. So you might want to do what Frontier and American are doing already, which is figure out how you're going to follow a rule that the vast majority of Americans would like to be able to rely on. Trust me when I say that when you are a busy family, the last thing you want to know or want to wonder about as you're trying to herd your family onto a plane is to figure out whether you're going to have to argue or look at an interpretation of a rule with an airline agent or a flight attendant. Other airlines are figuring out how to do this, and for much of the history of flying in this country, airlines did this. So I think you're going to need to figure out how to comply with the rule. Mr. Nacella.
Thank you, Senator. First of all, I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, so this is very important to me. and my kids don't want to sit alone. I think United goes above and beyond what that rule says. And, first of all, I'll say we implemented new technology recently where if the seat is adjacent is not available, our computer continues to look at seats as they become available on the aircraft as you get closer to departure. So even if it's not available on the day you make the purchase for your ticket, we continue to look, and again, we do that without a fee. We too have an issue with the absolute guarantee that seemed to have a lot of exceptions to it that I think could lead a consumer to the wrong conclusion.
So here's the thing. I'm going to move on to a different topic, but when the consumer goes to the dashboard, it explains very carefully, right on that page, this is a printout of it, what the exceptions are.